Today we'll be reviewing the Ephemera 12 common manuals you can earn throughout Update 8.0. The 5-star manuals cost 200 Ephemera each, and first up is Winter Mirabellis. She may not have gotten a fancy new power upgrade, but she's here to share some nice skills. Mainly, Brazen Stance 3, pure enemy phase tank skill for guard, and you can get their tier 2 from Benny or 4-star Conrad and Flame Emperor. Mirabellis is the only unit with speed cantrip, but this is a Dancer B skill that inflicts debuffs after dancing. It's rare, but it's not that crazy. Maybe I'll get a tier for one day though. For flyers, Ground Orders is a sacred seal, but still no free-to-play way to get it as a C skill. Generally speaking though, Brazen Stance 3 is probably the easiest to make use of here. Next up is Nir's Plumeria, very interesting skill in Close Ward. Only on this Plumeria, it's a close counter skill, but that part only works against dragons. Your new Valadar won't be able to counter any Falchion wooden protagonists. It does at the very least negate adaptive damage. When tanking any magic damage users, you get +5 attack and res, but only versus those units. Strange skill, basically it's meant for a high res, no defense user. To pair with it, you can get attack and defense rain or quick repose 3. For general use, the rain skill is probably going to find more spots in the build. The 5-star manuals have a couple rare skills, but most will probably pick them up for Brazen Stance 3 or attack and defense rain. Next up are the 4-star manuals for 100 Ephemera each. Summer MShez is the returning Tempest Trials unit. I think a lot were waiting for that last copy to merge up because Shez is an excellent heroic ground unit, great offensive stats, and stands out in the crowded Lance Flyer class thanks to a dual phase Brave Lance with true damage and Kanto. For fodder, you can get Chill Defense 3, or at 5 stars, the formerly sought after Attack and Speed Solo 3. Only way to get this skill without summoning, but it's definitely been passed by in terms of preferred A skills. They did rework rounds into a easier to use skill line though, so you never know if solo skills will get needed for a future upgrade. Now, Dwire is the most recent demote here. At 4 stars you can get Heavenly Light or the rare Aether Rates defense skill for attack and res. Honestly, if you just want stats, you got nothing better, and then your defense setup tries to at least keep your structures alive, then it's an alright A skill. At 5 stars, Dwire has Martyr Plus and Speed Tactic 3. Its other free-to-play holder is Nir's Heir. Dwire's 8+ staff is the same as Crusader's Nana's, and she's a Grail unit. It's a passive healing staff. Next up is Chad, whose main fodder is Speed Smoke 3 at 4 stars. Cheapest way to get it, and he has drawback as well. At 5 stars you can get Escape Route 3, but most have a 4-star Cecilia laying around. The Road Dagger is a little dated, but if you want self-defense res buffs after combat, then go for it. For Odin, at 4 stars you can get Moonbow, and he's the lone Red Tome Breaker holder. At 5 stars, Defiant skills were kinda dead on launch, but if they ever wanted to revive them, then maybe they could proc it sort of enemy phase 2, or they could bump up the field buff values since +7 field buffs aren't exactly normal, even 6+ years later. One benefit to higher field buffs are the Blade Tomes. Technically still a lot of power when fully charged, but you gotta keep those things active. Last up for today is Kamui, who has some decent skills. At 4 stars you can get Luna or Speed and Defense Ideal 3. That is also on Patty now. Attack and Defense 03 is on some Grail units, but you'll have to 5-star all the options at the moment. Still waiting for that Oath 4. Now for the upfront Blade Plus, kinda bad timing. This is a fine budget attack and speed sword. However, Inigo just came in with the No Blade Plus. Personally, I would take No Follow-up over Neutralizing debuffs, but it's still one of the better inheritables to have on hand. That'll be it for this month's lineup. Be sure to grab last month's common manuals and go participate in all the upcoming events to grab these new ones. If you got any funky plans for Close Ward, feel free to share them in the comments. It's a very super niche skill. I mentioned it with Iago's Refined, but very recently, mages and healers I'm pretty sure just got access to adaptive damage. That's due to Hexblade from Mythic Plumeria's remix and Iago's new tome. You could use Close Ward on a pure res range tank to counter those units, plus dragons. Just something to think about, but only at like 3 AM when you can't sleep. Anywho, thank you for watching. I'll be back hopefully soon to talk about some heroic Grail units. See you then.